Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on True Confessions, Naija. The story you're about to listen to comes from a message we received from one of our sisters, and it reads like this. Good day, Uncle Ori. Hello, listeners. I know the stories you share here are sometimes shocking, sometimes heartbreaking, and sometimes just unbelievable. But today, I want to tell you about me. This is my real story. Please keep my identity hidden. I'm not ready for the whole world to know who I am. Not yet. You see, on Instagram and TikTok, I post my life. I post my routines, my outfits, my happy days. But what I'm about to tell you now is the truth behind all of that. It's something I've never told anyone except maybe one person. And when you hear it, you might judge me or you might understand me. Growing up, my dream was so clear. I wanted to become an actress. Not just any actress. No, I wanted to be the kind of woman whose face is on billboards, whose name people whisper about, whose movies sell out cinemas. I remember being a little girl sitting cross-legged on the floor, eyes glued to the TV. Every time I saw a glamorous actress on screen, I would imagine it was me. I would copy the way they talked, the way they walked, even the way they cried. I lived in my own little world of movies. After high school, that dream only grew bigger. I went to college, but in my heart, I believed college was just temporary. I thought soon Hollywood, or at least our country's version of it, will come calling. That's when I started going for auditions. I thought auditions were about talent, passion, and hard work. Oh, Uncle Ori, I was so naive. The first few auditions, I was nervous but excited. But very quickly, I learned how things really worked. Sometimes, after the audition, a man from the panel would pull me outside. He would smile and say things like, "You're beautiful and talented. If you can date me, I can talk to the director for you." At first, I laughed it off. I thought they were joking. But it kept happening, and one day I gave in. That was the beginning of a road I never thought I would walk. One date turned into another and another. I told myself it was just networking, just making connections. But deep down, I knew I was doing something I didn't want to do. I slept with people who promised me the world, but gave me nothing, except for one time. There was this man, let's call him Chris. Chris told me he had powerful connections. He said he could introduce me to one of the biggest movie producers in our country. I believed him. I met him at a hotel, and afterwards, he called me excited. "You got the role." When the day of filming came, I realized what role I had gotten. Uncle Ori, I was one of those random background people in a restaurant scene. I didn't have a single line. No one even knew I was there. I still tried to convince myself that this was the first step, that big things were coming. Crips kept feeding me lies. He said, "Baby, you are going to be the next big star. You'll be on billboards, in magazines. Just trust me." I trusted him so much that I dropped out of college. My mother begged me not to. She cried, she shouted, she warned me that dreams without education can destroy you. But I didn't listen. I thought God had put me on this earth for one reason, to become a superstar. Every time I rode in a taxi, and passed the billboard, I would imagine my face on it. I was so sure my breakthrough was coming. But instead, my career was going nowhere. One day, on a small movie set, I met a woman named Lerato. She was a stylist, funny, kind, full of stories. We became friends quickly. One day, she asked me, "Do you know how many people in this industry talk to their ancestors for success?" I laughed. I didn't believe in that. But the more we talked, the more curious I became. At that time, my Instagram had a small following, and TikTok was even worse. Some of my videos got 100 views. It was painful. I was desperate. Lerato told me she could take me to someone who could open my doors. She didn't mention rituals, not yet. She took me to a traditional healer, an old man who looked straight into my eyes and said, "Good luck is either given by God or bought with a sacrifice, but nothing comes for free." He told me the charms he had were clean, no blood involved, but they wouldn't work for the level of fame I wanted. Then he gave me directions to another place at a remote village. Something in me said this was wrong, but another part of me whispered, "This might be your last chance." I went with Lerato to the village. They made us stay there for several days. They gave me a drink, a charm, and a bottle of lotion to apply before going on camera. It sounded ridiculous. How could a lotion make me famous? But when I got home, I posted a video. That video went viral. My TikTok exploded. Followers poured in. Brands started emailing me. I joined a talent agency. Money began to flow. I was living the life I had always dreamt of. Only it wasn't through acting. It was through TikTok and Instagram. The healer also gave me a large black clay pot. He didn't explain what it's for. I kept it hidden in my closet under a pile of clothes. When my mother visits, I make sure she never sees it. He didn't tell me what will happen when the lotion runs out, but I know when that day comes, I'll have to go back to the village. Now, Uncle Ori, I don't dream of movies anymore. I wake up, go to the gym, make TikTok videos, and talk about the brands that sponsor me. I have money, comfort, and a life I used to fantasize about. But sometimes, when I look at the black clay pots, I wonder, what exactly did I agree to? And what will I have to give when the real payment is due? Thanks for letting me open up. I'll be following up in the comment section for advice from the viewers. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to us by one of our sisters. Let us try to talk to her in the comment section. The thing is, they really happen for this our world. Wow.